Guys, what's up? It is GVKcollectibles, and it is for Figure Review Friday. We are going to be taking a trip to the Old West, but we'll have some help, of course, from Gunslinger Spawn. As I said, today we're going to be taking a look at the new Gunslinger Spawn from McFarlane. I am super excited about this particular figure. When this guy was revealed within the whole Todd doing the whole Spawn universe, with this guy actually getting his own book coming soon, which I'm super excited about. I'm actually reading Spawn now because of everything that's going on. I really enjoy this Gunslinger character. In the recent, appeared in the recent issues and stuff of Spawn, and I really love this character. So I'm very excited to see the continuation of his story, which is going to be really cool. So with this, very much like the DC figures it comes with, these are like brand new Spawn figures. I think these are some of the brand new Spawn, like standalone Spawn figures that McFarlane has done in a while. Of course, we had the Mortal Kombat figures, of course, but those don't really count because they are in that mold. They are in that branding of Mortal Kombat. But this is just, these are the OG Spawns, record-breaking comic books from the record-breaking comic book, which is incredible to think that this comic has been going on for as long as it has. It's kind of like a cultural phenomenon. Very cool. Like, I really enjoy Spawn. I love the HBO series. I really loved the movie. Even though people say the movie is really bad, I still really enjoy it. I think it's a great movie. I think it's fun. It's like, you could say it's a guilty pleasure, but I really enjoy it. So anyway, of course, you got the open packaging with Spawn, with Gunslinger Spawn here, which looks so phenomenal. He looks so cool. Then you get a side profile with an awesome shot. This is actually from Gunslinger, I think Spawn 30. It's either 309 or 3010. I actually have the comic with me right now, it's just a beautiful shot. This is actually the indication. This is actually the issue where this cover right here is actually the when Gunslinger Spawn actually returns into the kind of universe. Of course, you get the Gunslinger here on the back, which shows 22 moving parts of articulation. The new Spawn logo, which looks phenomenal. Gunslinger. You could also follow McFarlane here. Then you got the side package right here where you get a really cool shot of the Gunslinger Spawn. So with that out of the way, let's get Gunslinger out of the packaging. Here is Gunslinger Spawn out of the packaging. Also to note that this, for those of you who don't know much about Spawn, this isn't Al Simmons as Spawn. This is actually a character called Jeremy Winston, who was actually a friend of Al Simmonson's great-grandfather, so that's pretty cool. So overall, like, first impressions out of the box, I was super happy, excited to get this figure when it was available for pre-order. To note, this is also a Target exclusive, so this is really the only one you can't really find like at comic book stores or anything, but you can find this guy at Target. You can pre-order. Like, luckily I pre-ordered mine, and I was super excited to that this guy finally came, and I'm very excited. So this guy is actually Jeremy Winston, who is actually this is the Gunslinger Spawn, so which is really cool. And I gotta say, this figure looks so cool. Like, it is so super cool. I've only had a few Spawn figures here and there, but man, this is probably maybe one of my favorite Spawn figures I think I've owned. I just love the aesthetic and the design of the Gunslinger Spawn character just in general. And of course, I was kind of right. This is actually the comic that I have in the background is actually the return of Spawn, of Gunslinger Spawn in issue 309. So it is really cool. And as I said, this guy's getting his own solo book, which I'm super excited about. There's a lot of great detail on this figure. A lot, like, this is, I feel like, a really great modern-day Spawn figure from McFarlane. I'm super excited to see him delving into doing Spawn figures again. He comes with a lot of accessories. He comes with, he just, it's like so hard to put into words. He just looks super phenomenal. I love the paint jobs. I love the sculpting. A lot of this figure looks super cool. I really love it. There's just so much to go over, but I really love the design of this character. So with that out of the way of my first kind of impressions, I think this figure looks phenomenal. Let's get into, he does come with a few accessories, as I said, so let's jump into those really quickly. as I said, Gunslinger Spawn does come with a few accessories. So basically the most notable one is this kind of base that we've been seeing, like with pretty much the DC figures and also other McFarlane figures. It's really, really cool. This one's actually really cool. It's got Spawn, the new Spawn logo embroidered on it, which looks really, really cool. I love the white design. It really stands out in comparison to like the DC and DC stuff, where it's just like, it's kind of embroidered, like it's kind of lasered on there, but I really appreciate the colors, making sure like this is, you know, which franchise like this comes from Spawn, which is really, really great. So he does come with a few accessories, as I said. He does come with this. It's a lever action rifle. I'm not sure which one. I assume it's like a Winchester. That's all all I really know. Winchester's pretty much the like, I can't name like other lever action rifles off the top of my head. The only one that I know of is a Winchester model 18, not 87, but just a lever action rifle. Sorry, my gun knowledge isn't as good as it used to be, but this is really, really cool. You get a little cool like detailing, like with the silver paint. There's like a little skull motif. It's a little hard to pick up on camera, but oh yeah, you can kind of see it there, which looks really, really phenomenal. I love the silver paint throughout the figure. Like, even like the like inside the actual like the frame of the gun, there's actually like little sculpted details here and there you get to see, like of where like the bullet comes out, and that just like, this is just phenomenal looking. I really, really love the look and design of it. And also much like the like other like before the DC kind of banned toys to have their guns, very much like a lot of the other guns that actually, like say the Dark Knight, the Grim Knight, a lot of these weapons are very pliable and bendy, so they won't break as easy. Like, you will get like kind of occasional like a little bent barrel, but I think it can be like, you could figure that out. Like, you can actually blow hot air on it, like with a hair dryer, and it will be all right, fine. But this lever action rifles looks really, really, really wonderful, really phenomenal looking, I gotta say. The lever action rifle also comes with this kind of like sheath, which is really, really cool. Not sheath, but like kind of like a God, I forget the name of it, but I'll put it in the comments down below what this is. But it's a little like, you could actually, it's storage for the actual lever action rifle itself, which is really, really cool. Really cool that they included that with it. I do wish, this is kind of brown plastic. I wish there was a lot more kind of paint detail in the figure, like in this part right here, because there's a lot of cool like little details with, like within the sculpting and everything, like the buckles and the like the straps and everything, and the gun pouches look really, really phenomenal. I really, really like that. And as always, much like any gunslinger from the Old West, he does come with two Colt single action armies, which look like heavily modified Colt single action armies. They look very, very cool, very stylized to make sure, like, hey, this is a comic book, to kind of give Gunslinger Spawn his own like unique look, which look really phenomenal. Like, they're really, really cool. And much like the lever action rifle on the wood handle grip, you do got the, there's like a little skull motif, and there's also like little sculpted details throughout the whole figure, included like these kind of ridged barrels, which look really, really good on top of the barrel. I really love the design of these the revolvers. They look really, really cool. I really, really love these like kind of classic looking Colt single action armies, but they look very unique, and they look really, really cool in Gunslinger's hands. So yeah, those are all the accessories. Some pretty cool accessories. Not too many, but they are, a lot of the accessories definitely make sense for this particular character, which I'm very, very excited that they included all those accessories, that they look really, really phenomenal on the character. So with that out of the way, let's jump into Gunslinger Spawn himself, and the greater details, of course, of his design. Here we have a close-up of the Gunslinger himself, and I gotta say, there's a lot of cool detail from this figure. So, of what I can tell, just because his design, Jeremy Winston's design, is kind of similar to Al Simmons' initial, like, kind of newer design we see in the comics, and also the Mortal Kombat game. It is really, really cool, because I feel like they maybe use the same body mold, or actually the same kind of mask here, which looks really, really cool. Like, I really love, one of my favorite things about the Spawn figures in just general, as somebody who is kind of a novice when it comes to it, is just the eyes. Like, the eyes on the suit, the green neon eyes, are super, super cool, and they show up really, really well. Like, they give that illusion of glowing, which I really like, is probably one of my favorite things about these Spawn figures, is that they do, McFarlane and just the team in general do a really great job of making like the eyes look like they're glowing. You also get some cool, the patterning right here, because you actually, his design is really, really awesome, just because it is kind of that initial, like the suit itself, like the symbiote right here, but then you get like the cloak, which looks phenomenal. So instead of like it being a cloak, it's this duster, like this Gunslinger duster, which looks absolutely phenomenal. It is very, very well sculpted, like you get the sculpted details here and there. I would have wished, because I can't really tell, I think it's just a flat kind of red, if there was a little bit like kind of black dry brushing on it to make it kind of look, or like brown dry brushing to kind of make it look like that he's a cowboy, he's gonna get dirty, and he's like he's a cowboy hellspawn, which is really, really cool. But like, man, just the sculpted detail on the figure is absolutely amazing. That's my only really complaint, is I wish there was a little bit more black paint brushing on the figure itself, but like, it is so good looking. You also get like the design, like the band right here with all the skulls, which looks really, really cool. That's super well done. Then you get the belt with the ammo rounds, which look really, really good, going to the weapon belt, which look really, really good. A lot of cool silver, like you got the silver paint detailing here, a lot of sculpted detailing as well in all this. Like, it feels really, really solid. The pants look really, really good. It looks like they're kind of a black pants on camera. They're showing up kind of like a kind of a black pants on camera, but they're more brown-ish than anything. Then you got like, he's got like knives and everything, and like ammo pouches. Like, he's very much a 90s design. Like, he looks like a cool version of a 90s character, but like very much like, what if we took Spawn and did him in the like the Old West? And it's really, really cool. Once again, very excited about his comic book coming out. I don't know when it exactly comes out, but I'm very excited. But yeah, just like, I can't get over the amount of like cool detail and paint apps on it. Like, it's not like to say like, oh, this is horribly painted or at all. It's really painted wonderfully, and for the price point that you're getting this figure at, which is like $23, that's pretty really great. And then also, like, if you're looking to not spend the money on like the OG like Gunslinger Spawn, which looks really, really beautiful, but there really isn't that many posability to it, this guy is a really, really great substitute. I really love like the boots with like all like the kind of like the blades, not the blades, but like the pokey sticks. The studs look really, really cool. Like, a lot of great sculpted detail on this figure. Like, I hopefully the sculpt in general is just coming off really, really well. I think it's really, really well done for a Spawn figure. I love the hat too. The hat is a little over. Like, at first I was a little like, the hat's a little over the top, but it looks super, super cool. He's got like, once again, the skulls around it, and it's like this kind of tall hat, which looks really, really cool. I really, really love this figure. Like, this is like one of my. When this guy got revealed, he was very, very highly anticipated by me, and he just looks phenomenal. I'm very happy for it, to have this guy. The details on this figure are a lot, really, really great. My only complaint, once again, I really wish the coat had a lot of like brown or either black dry brushing, not kind of not dry, dry brushing on it to make it kind of look a little dirty, because he's a cowboy. He's gonna be a little dirty from like dealing with people. So yeah, so with that out of the way, let's get into Gunslinger Spawn's articulation, then we'll get into some size comparisons. And with Gunslinger Spawn's articulation, he can look up pretty good. It's kind of hard to tell just due to the hindrance kind of the cloth itself, the cape of itself, but it can look down pretty well. He can look down really far, which is really good. He does have an ab crunch, of course, right here, and it can swivel in and out right here. His arms move out that forward. He does have an elbow, like a elbow swivel, not elbow swivel, but like a upper arm swivel, which is really, really good. I can't remember what that's actually called. He has double jointed elbows, which is really, really great. His ball hand is kind of like on a ball joint, but it has very much like much of the DC figures. It does have that kind of like hinge up and down, which is really, really good. Same thing with the right arm. Once again, he does have the ab crunch, and he can move all around. And also, this bottom part is on a ball joint. I think these are all kind of on ball joints, so you can get him into some like poses of where He's in some dynamic poses, which is really, really good, which I think a lot of people want for their Spawn, their Gunslinger Spawn figure, and just Spawn figures in general. His legs can go up that far. They can go out that far. Luckily, the like his holsters are really, really well done, like really well done, because of it's like this pliable plastic, which is really, really good. He can't really go back all too far, but he can kick up. He does have a double jointed knees, of course, and he does have kind of the same kind of joint throughout the whole figure. His feet can move up and down, and you can also, like, you can manipulate this joint right here, which it's like very much like a Reveltech joint, of where it's just a single point of, you can actually like manipulate it to say, like, if you wanted the joint to go that way, you can, which is really, really good. And he also has the foot like articulation, which is really, really good. So what I think, this is really, really good for a modern day Spawn figure. I think this is exactly kind of the articulation. Like, if you're very familiar with the articulation with the DC figures, it'll be very similar. So I think that's a good thing, and I'm really glad that that is the case, because I think the articulation on this figure is really, really great. Very good for McFarlane, who is much more like, I still think this is not just, like, I still think of, like, the statues, kind of like the figures are, like, kind of mini statues, but this is a really, really great design figure, and I think it's really, really great, a really great modern-day gunslinger figure from McFarlane, and I love the design, I love the look of it, the articulation's really, really great. You can get this guy into some pretty good dynamic poses, which is a good thing. So, yeah, with that out of the way, let's jump into some size comparisons and see what he scales with. And here we have Gunslinger Spawn compared to some other from different figures from different companies. Of course, we have the Archives Black Series Commander Cody from Revenge of the Sith. We have the Ben Affleck Batman from the same company, of course, McFarlane. We got the NECA Frankenstein Black and White, the Marvel Legend Moon Knight, and the Wicked Cool Toys Master Chief from Halo Infinite. He's a big boy. Like, I was kind of shocked compared to the Batman to this Spawn figure, because these are made by the same company, and it just shows you, like, the size of, like, the Hell Spawn, which is incredible to think, because this is a big boy. Like, not even, like, plus the hat, you would think, because plus the hat, no, he's just tall. He's a big boy. I think this is scaled at a 7-inch figure, but I feel like it's way taller because of the hat. And even then, like, and maybe just how I have the joints too set up, but like he's a big boy. He's about standard. The closest figure that comes close to Gunslinger Spawn in size is the NECA Frankenstein, which is incredible to think. I am like kind of shocked of how tall this dude is. It's really, really cool, but it's all cool seeing all these guys next to each other. One final comparison. You know I had to do this. So here he is compared to the Kickstarter McFarlane Spawn figure. This is the OG Spawn figure appearance, and also the Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn. And this is super cool to have these. These are like, I also have the variant of this guy. I think it's like the not Bloodsport, but it's like it's the red one, essentially. But it's super cool to have all these guys next to each other, especially these two. I really love the look of these characters. I love the look of Spawn. I love the design of it. Like, as I said, you can definitely tell the green eyes very much show up. Like, they're very striking, even though they're not glow in the dark, which they should be, because that would be fucking dope. But you could tell, like, the design. And you can kind of see, like, I'm actually looking at it now. His design is a little different than Al Simmons' design here. And Al's, like, you could kind of tell, even though it's kind of a little bit the same, there are little hints of differences. There isn't as much, like, kind of brushing on this than compared to this Al Simmons. So, but this is super, super cool to see. And it's just compared to some of my other Spawn figures. Alright, and here we have Gunslinger and Al Simmons fighting side by side. This looks absolutely phenomenal. I really, really love both these figures. I really love to see. I'm so excited to have these two next to each other, kind of in these fighting poses, with each other fighting whatever is coming their way. And it is super, super cool to have that. So overall thoughts on Gunslinger Spawn. It's a wonderful figure. It's amazing. It's probably one of my favorite Spawn figures. I mean, and this guy's pretty freaking dope, I would say. But it is just super, super cool. the whole thing of a Gunslinger Spawn to me was very, very cool, got me really interested, and as soon as Spawn Universe was announced, I knew I had to immediately watch or read that book. So I'm very, very happy with how this turned out. The figure is really, really great. The only few complaints I have with it, I wish there was a little bit of dry brushing on the coat itself, make it kind of look a little dusted and worn. But other than that, the accessories are awesome. His articulation is really, really great. His the paint apps that are there are phenomenal. The articulation is great. Just the overall design of Jeremy Winston, aka the Gunslinger Spawn, is absolutely fantastic. So, that's it. And if you are a fan of Gunslinger Spawn, or if you're going to be jumping into Spawn at any time just because of Spawn Universe going on right now within the comic books, definitely pick up the Gunslinger. I think he is a super, super cool looking character. Of what I've seen of what has been in Spawn Universe, and even the main title, I'm super excited to see the future of that character, and even Al Simmons too. So I'm very excited to see where the future of Spawn holds. With that being said, if you are a big fan of Spawn or the Gunslinger, definitely pick this figure up. As to note, this is a Target exclusive. You can only get this guy at Target for right now. I don't know if that's going to be changing eventually, because usually sometimes it will change of where, oh, it's initially going to be an exclusive here, but it'll be available everywhere. But you can find this guy at Target if you're lucky. I saw the Revenant Spawn and at one of my other Targets, which was really, really cool to see. So with that being said, yeah, that's a Figure Review Friday for this today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. Make sure to hit like and subscribe and hit the little bell notification so you get notified when we upload Mythical Mountain Monday, What's in the Box Wednesdays, Figure Review Fridays. And make sure to check us out on Instagram and Mercari. All links will be down below. With that being said, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, and hopefully the rest of your day is safe. And with that being said, peace, y'all.